LA, no.
From all over the United States. We are live. The December 18th, 2015 Small Business Accounting Advisors. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi. Good afternoon, everyone.
All right.
So I want to have just a couple small announcements. This is going to be the last meeting in 2015.
Okay.
Next week is Christmas.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm not going to have
Did
a
that.
meeting on Christmas. And then the following week is actually New Year's Day.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to be gone.
So if anyone can attend, I want to do a blab. And the question is going to be, what is the one thing you plan on doing to help your clients start to go paperless or come into the digital world?
Okay.
So that will be the question. And I'll put all the information in our Facebook page.
Great.
So, and speaking of Facebook page, I think I'm going to start using the Facebook page all the time now as the place to go for these meetings.
Okay.
People don't seem to be interested in Slack. It seems to be an extra program. They just really don't want to go there. They seem to be very comfortable with Facebook. So
Yeah.
I'm going to stop posting things in Slack, and it'll be just Facebook that I'll be posting them in. So just wanted to let everyone know that. And I'll give you a reminder. And today I have to end at it's 6:15 my time.
Right.
I have a dinner, and I'll even be late for that dinner too, actually. But I'll leave the meeting up. I'll just stop recording it, and you guys can hang out for as long as you want to.
Oh, okay.
Okay? So if someone else wants to record, all they have to do is let me know, and I'll give them the rights to do that.
Sure.
And that's one of the great things about Zoom is you
I
can...
love Zoom. It's great.
Yeah.
I used it yesterday for a meeting.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Nice. Well, one of the things that I found out you can do about Zoom is you can assign hosting. Like if someone else has a paid Zoom and I can't do it, you can take over my monthly meetings and I can assign you as the admin to do the meeting that week.
That's nice. That gives you some comfort. Where's my thingy?
Absolutely.
Hey,
Some
Sarah.
comfort if something happens. Hi.
Absolutely. So let's start with Larry, because Larry actually, since this may be our last Slack talk, since it's kind of gone by the wayside for us, Larry's made some discoveries.
Yeah, I watched our friend there, Dottotech, and he
Yvette, I think it's you. I'm going to mute you. Sorry. Okay. There we go.
okay.
What?
I went to Dottotech, and he was talking about integrations that you could do with Slack, and I found that you could integrate Dropbox with Slack, or I was going to do Box a little while ago, but I ran out of time. But it's really quite easy. But since we're not going to really be dealing with Slack anymore, might as well.
I'm going to use it. I'm going to reuse. There's no point in me really using it with my staff here because I can yell down the hall. But as I hire people out of the office, I'm going to use it to
keep in touch with them and
just between all of us. Now we can invite clients. There's so many new toys that I'm playing with right now. I think I'm not going to.
That's been my problem.
Really careful introducing new things to clients because, a year down the line, I go, yeah, that was a bad idea. Let's do
Right.
Right now, they're all happy in Smartsheets. And,
Yeah, I agree. I can see where after I integrated Dropbox with it, I said, oh, wait a minute.
How secure is it?
Yeah, you probably don't want to share, not necessarily share everything you have in your Dropbox file with everybody that's on Slack. So I can see where it would be great for an in-house team or an in-company team, that type of thing, because it is great for that type of communication, but
I think that's what it was designed for, wasn't it?
probably, yeah.
Yeah, because I agree with you. You don't want, even if you only share one folder of the billion that you have. Hang on a second. We still have some things happening in the background. Not sure what's happening.
Misha, answer the phone. I'm going to mute myself because my dog wants to play.
Uh-oh. So Slack does integrate with Zoom, and that was one of the reasons why I really wanted to try Slack with the Zoom. However, the only thing that it does is start the meetings for Zoom. So you could go to Slack to start the meeting. You can do the same exact thing on the Facebook page. I haven't found anything that we would need for our meetings that can't be done on the Facebook page. So everyone knows Facebook, they're comfortable with it, and so that's why I'm doing that.
Does anyone think having a Facebook page for their company is a great idea?
Yes, definitely.
Oh.
Yes, you should have one, definitely. And with the appropriate logos and everything that also ties to your website and that you're posting on your company site. And there is now where you have to start paying to get that reach. So you might want to consider a Facebook budget or a LinkedIn budget. Because everything should drive to your website, ultimately.
Absolutely, I agree with you 100%.
Exactly.
So yes to the Facebook, but you'll want to think about the personal profile that you put that Facebook page on. I go both ways with making it the personal profile and the page, the business page, or having a business profile. I have 2 Facebook accounts. One is strictly business, and the other one is my personal one.
Yeah, I keep my personal away from my business.
Right.
My personal life, I really don't post much, ever, really. I have all these things mainly for business.
Absolutely.
That's just me. I'm
what
private about my life.
is. Number one, on my personal page, I have all my nieces and nephews and baby pictures, which I love Facebook for because I would never see that much information about my family. But the second thing is, while all my friends and family know what I do, they don't need to be spammed with all the things that I'm putting on my business. They, that's uninteresting to them. It's boring to them. I don't know, maybe it's boring to other people too, but I kind of keep them both separate. Although I will say I never put anything on Facebook that I don't expect to go viral someday.
Yes.
I am careful about nothing that I put on the internet anywhere. Do I want to put anything that I'll be embarrassed to say a year from now?
Yeah, or be offensive,
Or be offensive to someone. So, a couple things to think of when you're making your Facebook page, Larry.
Yeah, my intention is to start a little bookkeeping business next year because I'm winding down where I am now, and but I really don't want to open it up to the whole world. I just want a small practice, and I'm a little bit confused how to go about some of this,
Larry, if you ever need some tips on, I'm very good, believe it or not, about having a presence on the internet. I think you guys have heard the story before, but when I first, a few years into starting my business, I had a CPA recommend me to a major corporation, and they sent me an email asking me for a link to my website so they could see what type of services I offer.
Right.
And at the time, I didn't have a website. When I started, it wasn't most people like me didn't have a website. So I got on it, got my domain name started, got my website up. I did it myself years ago. And then I went on to Google to see if people would find me, and I was nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be the #1 bookkeeping service in my area and in San Francisco. So that weekend, I became a maniac and researched and researched. And within 2 to 3 weeks, and I'm still holding it, and it's been, I think, 9 years.
Oh, wow.
I'm the #1 bookkeeper in this area and in San Francisco.
Oh, wow. Great.
So if you ever want to talk about it, feel free to call me. I can give you some tips.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. But as I said, I'm really looking for, I don't want to conquer the world. I want to
Yeah, but you know what? I'll tell you, 30% of my business, anywhere from 25 to 30% of my business comes from being #1 in Google.
Wow.
And Larry, all it means is that people are going to give you a call, and
Yeah.
then you can screen them and decide whether you want them to be part of your little elite bookkeeping business or not.
Okay.
Right.
People you're not interested in, you can either find other local people to refer them to, or refer them out to one of the rest of us.
Yes.
We're
Yeah.
here for referrals, Larry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
So you don't have to worry. And then it's just kind of nice. Then people start thinking of you as an expert, and that, yeah, they weren't quite right for your practice, but you got them to somebody that took good care of them. So,
I get business from other colleagues.
sure.
You might join like a meetup group. I know in my area, Shelley Robbins has a big meetup group of QuickBooks people and accountants, and so you might, and they refer business back and forth to each other because you can only handle so much, and plus you don't know everything. So if you specialize in things, that might be a way of doing it. I don't know what your background is, but if you've got a background that could serve as a niche, that'd be a good way to start.
One of my IT guys started his own practice a couple of years ago. He wanted to introduce me to his BNI group or whatever.
BNI. I don't know how many of you are on BNI, but I had an experience. I mean, it wasn't bad, but
Yeah.
there's other groups that I think like Meetup. There's quite a few Meetup groups out here too, even though I never go to them one of these days I want to, but I hear Meetup groups are really good.
Yeah, I'd stay away from like Latip and BNI. I've been in a couple of them, and basically, if your business is consumers, then it might work. But if your business is other businesses,
Right.
it's
Right.
not good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of MLMs in there, and people that have like really micro businesses that are looking. And I would also avoid Chamber of Commerce's too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been a member for many years at my chamber. It also helps with Google ranking if it's one in your area.
So Dennis, let's talk about Join.me.
Well, I found that I bought the pro version and I could never figure out how to use this stupid thing. And the free version was meeting my needs. And so I called them, and it was like about $200 a year. And it got charged back in September. And so I called, and I want to make sure it didn't get charged again. And they wouldn't refund the difference. So I thought, well, but they were trying to dissuade me, and finally said, well, I like Zoom better. So I kind of shut them up. I tried to be nice. I said, well, I find that the free version, I don't really use it, and I find the free version. Then he started giving me trying to hang on to me. And so I just said, well, I like Zoom better. And, that was it.
And that was the end of that, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did find, you guys ever take any classes from CPA Academy?
Mm-hmm.
I have.
They've got they've got 2 really good Excel classes that I've taken.
Yes, they do.
Yes, I
They're very
frequently go there. They're free or low cost, and even our own
CPE.
a class yesterday on power pricing with T-sheets.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Was that
Good
Seth?
stuff, and yeah, Seth.
Yeah, I mean, basically you listen to a sales pitch about the last 10 minutes, but that's not bad. You get CPE, and so all you're paying is your time with the sales promo. And sometimes it's something you think is worthwhile.
This morning at 8 a.m., they had one on the marijuana industry, doing accounting for the marijuana industry.
The CPA advisors?
The CPA Academy.
Oh, okay.
So it can be interesting because many of the smaller marijuana dispensaries are all cash. Sometimes they can't get a bank account or
Yeah.
merchant services, but
Yeah.
he said more and more of them are now being able to get that. So
I think it's the credit unions are letting them open up accounts. I know the federal government or federally insured banks, I don't think allow it because they don't be held liable with the drug laws and that kind of thing.
So, they said it'd be very interesting to watch the state of Maryland. Something is on the state of Maryland's either in the legislature or it's on the ballot next year. And depending on how that goes, if the state of Maryland approves either marijuana for medical use or for recreational use, the chances are it will then spread to the rest of the East Coast.
Okay.
You know,
It's kind of like you're looking for and it's a moneymaker, and because it's a moneymaker, they need to keep track of their financials.
Oh, absolutely they do, because they want to make sure that if they're audited, and right now the chances of them being audited are probably pretty high, I would think.
I have no idea, but I know somebody that is their business, and they've said they're interested in getting me to help them with their QuickBooks. I have the feeling that they maybe are not really. I think they're using the marijuana themselves.
They're just feeling good and they're not too worried about
Well,
better check,
What keeps happening to the inventory?
better check that
you
inventory.
tend to get lazy, lackadaisical, you're kind of like, oh, well, I'll do this
That's
later.
because they're all hide up and happy.
You might check the cost of goods sold relative to the sales. See what the rate is.
Yeah, right.
Lousy profit margin. Lousy.
You got a negative profit margin here, you know.
We barely break even.
Hey, Dwayne, I'm happy you could make it finally. You were trying for the last couple weeks and now you finally made it.
I sure have. Thank you. Yeah, I this is my first time being on Zoom.
Well, hi, Dwayne.
Hi, how
What
are
do you
you, Mark? Congratulations to you.
Thank you. So what do you think of Zoom?
Hmm?
What do you think of Zoom?
It's a lot easier to get onto than the
Oh, yeah.
Hangout. Yeah.
That's the number one thing people say.
You guys were talking about the marijuana industry, right?
Yeah, I mentioned it.
Okay, you know,
How important
CPA
inventory control.
Academy has a webinar on it.
Who?
Who has a webinar?
CPA Academy has a
That's what
webinar.
we were
That's
just
what
saying.
it was this morning
There's a lot
at
of
8
paperwork
a.m.
that's involved with that, you know?
Yeah, I suspect they rerun those. I think they record it and they rerun the
Okay. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, I've actually seen the earlier one. I think there's a few things he mentioned this time that was an update.
Right.
They do archive them though, so you can watch them anytime.
Yeah, you can watch it for free, and then if
Yeah.
you want to see it again, you can just sign up and then get your CPE. So
Right.
I did that with the Excel one. I thought, well, I'll see it again. I'll get the CPE for it. I'll
There
just,
you go.
If it's still considered illegal by the federal government,
Right.
and they wanted to bust your client, you suppose they could roll you in as an accomplice or something?
No,
That's an interesting question.
I don't
According,
think they can.
according to USC 128, technically they can.
They can or they can't?
They can.
You can
Oh,
always get roped in, even if you're not liable. I've been subpoenaed for clients, and next thing you know, they're sucking up your time, and you're
Right,
not.
yeah.
You just become this. I don't know. Yeah, I'm real
Not
careful
worth it.
with clients I take. It is.
Yeah,
I don't know if I want to get
if
involved with that.
You get jammed up, but
yeah,
mostly better to be remote, if you know what I mean.
yeah. Handle somebody in Colorado or something like that.
No, the dogs around here are selling heroin to elementary students.
Oh, that's so disappointing.
Yeah.
Anything to do with any kind of those drugs, any drugs, they're bad. I don't care what. I know people are going through stuff when they have cancer and they need it to relieve their pain. But, you just always look at what it really does to you in the end. You know?
Yeah.
It's not good.
It unfortunately affects your mind in a negative way. It really does. I used it for probably about 3 years when I was in my early 30s. I didn't start it when I was younger, but I realized that it was so silly because I would have a good time doing something that if I hadn't smoked a joint, I would be bored to death doing what I was doing. And I thought, well, that's
alcohol
a
does
really
that
big
too.
waste of time. Why should I do?
Yeah, anything
Yeah,
that
go to parties sober and you go, I just
Yeah.
don't do anything for you know.
As you get older, you don't want to be cutting short your hours, so to
I
speak.
need that like I need another hole in the head.
All righty then. Well, let's change the subject a little bit.
Oh, no more counting.
Penny, we have children present.
That's right.
Well, it was no waste, let me tell you.
Oh boy.
We're friends here. Just, what? 10
So,
of us.
Laura, let's talk about CRM. You and Dennis both use Zoho.
Yep, I like it. One thing I found I can do is I have a thing called Umail, where it will record an MP4 version of it, and I can put it in. What I do is I upload it to Smartphone, and then I assign it to, Laura, on the where you have the documents section of Zoho, where you have attachments. I will just attach phone conversations or voicemails on that so that I can, rather than, it's like in one spot. So if I want to have a copy of their phone call, I'll just attach it to the
You got that? Yep.
attachment section in Zoho.
Yeah, that's true. And you can also hook your email into it so that you can attach all the conversations you have via email with your client.
I do that.
And there's also a BCC email. So when you're sending an email regarding a client, you BCC your CRM, and that also hooks up your emails.
Yep.
So it does it automatically.
So then it will do it automatically, yeah.
Yeah,
And
whatever.
when you're working in your client, it's always a good idea to keep your notes. And it also integrates with the Zoho projects, which I've also in the past set up for a bookkeeping service. Repeat everything monthly. It's one of the reasons I chose it is because it does have unlimited repeatable tasks, because that's what I do. And many of the practice management and other things didn't have repeatable tasks. And I'm like,
Right.
why do I,
Why waste your
'cause
time?
there was a while that everyone was touting Maven Link, and I go, but it doesn't repeat a task. How is that valid for my service, Because everything has to repeat.
Oh, yeah. I'm doing the same thing in Trello, and that is how I'm setting it up. Only I'm using checklists. So-
Yeah, I like that Trello checklist thing too.
Right,
I've been
right.
kind of playing around with it, just
So-
like a day focus sort of thing.
It looks like a whiteboard. It works like a whiteboard to me. So you
Right.
create cards for each month and boards for each client. So each card has the checklist on it. So when it gets to be this month,
Right.
check everything off, which I like that.
Right.
So what else
I use
is
the
still working?
notes for.
I'm sorry.
I was going to say I use the notes section for like passwords and logins and that kind of stuff, and what version of QuickBooks because I use like QBox, and for some of my clients, I want to make sure that I'm opening up the right version of QuickBooks. So I'll check my Zoho just to refresh my memory, make sure I'm opening up the right version.
Absolutely. That is one area of QBox that you
Right.
do have to watch.
And I did one better. I actually have customized mine to include information sections. So I have the operating system of their computer, their version of their what version of QuickBooks are they using,
Right.
and all sorts of statistical information like where I got them. So then I could see what return I'm getting on my various advertisings.
Mm.
And then there's also, you can email within the Zoho CRM. So I have it set up that my contacts can fall into my CRM via the lead. There's a webhook on my web page that they can fill out, and then they get approved, and they get an email as part of my workflow. I get an email acknowledged that they filled out their form, and then I contact them, and then we go from there.
So
You
all of that information goes
letters.
automatically into Zoho for you? All of their,
And then they have to fill it in, and then it comes into your Zoho, and you're not re-inputting it. So it's a
how
great,
nice.
great thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I practically live in my Zoho. I mean, that's where I spend time-wise. Is probably spend, especially is probably in Zoho, switching back and forth between clients and making notes.
Right. Right. And Dennis, I'd also like to refer you to the Zoho Vault, which is where I keep my passcodes, because that is encrypted. So that works really well, fills in the web pages for you.
Oh, yeah.
You can keep all of that, and you can also share that out for a small fee to your clients so that you have the collaborative space.
But this,
My next
I
question.
added a team member this year, my husband. And so we needed a passcode manager that wasn't a lot of money, and that would allow us to share our passcodes.
Great.
now,
So
the
that's
Zoho,
what we use.
now the Zoho CRM, that's got pretty good security. The CRM itself, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's bank encrypted.
Yeah, because I'll put copies, PDF copies of the client's bank return in my attachment section, so that I don't have to. I can just open it up right easily without having to go to Smart Vault.
Yeah, I have a link to I have two data fields where I put their OneNote, because I'm a big OneNote user, because again, that's the collaborative space with the Office 365.
Mm-hmm.
So each client has their notebook, and I have a link to that.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have a link to their Smartsheet and a link to their folder in Smart Vault. So that's all there. So that I'm not attaching things. I'm not into that.
Mm-hmm.
But you're
'Cause I want
combining
things to be
things.
behind that Smart Vault wall, which is why I use it.
Well, that's what I do. I use Smart Vault for my work area, and then I've got a client portal through CPA Site Solutions, and so I will copy things into my clients. Upload the stuff into the CPA Site Solutions, but I'll do the actual work in Smart Vault, and then I'll move it from Smart Vault over to CPA Site Solutions, so that, for example, if my client hasn't paid me, I can pull out his returns for prior, so that he doesn't have access to it.
That's right. No ticket, no laundry. I don't let them in their folder until they've paid.
Well, I get on the new ones. I won't
Yeah.
I won't e-file their return till I get something from PayPal saying they've paid. So, but on my old clients, I kind of on the honor system, and if they stiff me, that's the last time they're my client.
And they're off the list of being the old client, and then someone new comes on with the new roles.
Yeah, basically.
Nice. Okay, so Yvette, you had a question you wanted to ask.
Yeah, I was just wondering if anybody gives their clients Christmas gifts during Christmas, and what do you give them?
Silence. So we must not give Christmas gifts out.
No, but I got one today, and I'm sitting here so sick.
Really?
There's a client that they send me that huge stack of boxes from David and Harry or something.
Oh, Harry and David.
Harry and David's with the big bow, and I mean, I had no idea what they spent for this thing, but I've been snacking on that darn thing all day, and I'm sitting here going,
Because it's all
I didn't have any
candy.
staff on Fridays to share it with. This is the wrong day for that box to show up.
Yeah, it amazes me that not too many people do that. When I was younger, I mean, my father owned a business, and he was very adamant about that kind of thing, very old-fashioned,
Mm-hmm.
And so I've always done it every year. I take my top 10 clients, and, I bring it to them personally, and I just, I don't know, some that I like to
Remember
do.
that. They remember that. That's
I
awesome.
do.
That's awesome.
And it goes a long way, and it's something I love to do. It just makes, I don't know, I feel great when I do it. It's just a thank you for you know, for all the
Business.
business that they've given me through the years. And I even get, you know, like, I'll get something for their children too, a little something, you know, like one of my clients has 4 kids, and I always come over there a few days before Christmas and bring it over to them, and with a little card for each one of their children. And I don't know, but I noticed that not too many people do that anymore. Or
I've thought about it, but with the amount of things that I've had to do in the past couple of years, it just didn't get done.
yeah.
But it's a great idea. I love that idea. What a way of staying in touch with your clients.
Yeah, sometimes it could be just maybe a box of See's candies, you know. Sometimes it's just, I give them a gift certificate to Apple, because a lot of my clients have Apple devices, and they're always buying stuff through Apple. And the other, you know, one year I gave them each, you know, when the iPods came out, you know, I gave, you know, about 5 of them an iPod, you know.
Wow.
Nice.
So it's something, you know, I just like to, I don't know, figure, you know, I look at how much money they spend on providing a service, how much they give to me, it's so little. You know, 'cause they can pick any bookkeeper out there.
Well, you know, that's not exactly true either of that. You are
Yeah, I
high
know.
quality, and just any bookkeeper could not do the work that you do.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, you know, the thing is that I feel very blessed, you know, that they're my clients, some of them are my clients, and that they still, you know, provide, you know, I still get to serve them. And so I like to show a little bit of gratitude at the end of the year.
I love that.
So,
I like, you know what I get, you know, we get a lot of Christmas cards, and, you know, and a lot of them are just, you know, the cards with the printed company name on it and their mass address, and, you know, that's nice. And then you'll get one like T-sheets where everybody in the company signed the thing.
right, right,
And
right.
I'm like, oh my gosh, they must. I mean, that is really cool.
Well, I bet you had a lot of fun making that card too, though.
What?
Well, it's a picture of all of them and all of them signing it. So
Oh, I know. Yeah, exactly. But they're in their marketing things. What'd you get?
with Linda,
Linda's
get?
trying to show something.
If I click on the picture, does it?
Can't see it.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how to make her bigger
Notes.
like I could with Linda. Unmute yourself. Unmute. You're still muted. Still can't hear
There
you.
you go. Now I'm not.
Okay, what are
What are
we
you
doing?
showing? Notes?
What I'm trying to do is show you Post-it notes. Those, and it's a little,
Oh.
I don't know how I make this big on your screen. I can't.
I
seem to-
just did.
I
I
can
just
see
changed
it.
my
I
view.
see it.
So this is like, you open it up, and then they have all different size Post-it notes that you can use.
Oh, I love sticky.
Somebody suggested to me it's really nice to keep it in your car, because if you're out at a friend's house or something and you want to leave a note on their door saying you were there, you can do that.
Nice.
And I got, this is Paris. Okay,
Oh, cool. Different themes.
so there's different Paris. This one is notes. There's another one that's peacocks, you know, with peacocks on it.
Where did you get them?
They came from a company called LTD Commodities.
Oh, okay. I'm
They
familiar
have-
with.
They had ads on Facebook. See? Isn't that nice?
Oh, they're really cute.
And they were $5 each.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So
That make nice gifts.
I thought so. And what I did was with the lady I went to, the house where I go, the office where I go, she always makes my coffee for me when I get there. So she'll turn to me and she'll say, "Oh, Linda, your coffee's ready," you know? And so I brought 2 or 3 of them out and I laid them out on her desk and I said, "Pick whichever one you want."
Oh, I like
And so
that.
she was able to pick the one she wanted, which was nice, but also it made it like a special little, like you earned it by being nice to me kind of thing. It wasn't like it was a gift that you have to pay me back. You know?
Right.
It was like, it was my thank you for all this wonderful service she'd given me. So it was nice. She didn't feel obligated, and she was honored. So
Nice.
I try to do that a little bit with things, especially something like that. There's 3 different ones. Anybody would like any one of the 3, and it doesn't matter. But I bought like 5 of the Paris ones. Kisses of Paris, and my sister's been in Paris recently, and then the Paris attack and everything. So I thought people would like the Paris ones. So, but it's nice to get something that's nice and a little different, but by law, you're not supposed to spend more than $25.
That's tax law.
Yeah,
Yeah, from the 50s. From the 50s. Try to get flowers for $25.
Where do you get
Well,
flowers?
I get them at
That's what I'm
Safeway.
saying.
And
You can't get good
you guys have a Safeway out
flowers
there?
for a wedding or a death or something. There's no
But do
way.
you have, well, yeah, if you have them delivered, they're going to cost money because I don't know, we have a store called Safeway. I don't know if you have them out there where you live.
I remember them from Northern
They
California.
have Giants here. They're called Giants, and you can
And
get
they have
a little
wonderful
bouquet.
florist department. And I buy like roses and stargazers. Like my daughter just had a concert, it was her
Yes.
solo debut on Tuesday. And I bought her this beautiful arrangement. And I think it cost me like anywhere from $25 to $30. And it was a dozen red roses with white stargazers, white lilies, and it was just stunning, the bouquet. But you can get them. I mean, I don't know if they have something like that over there, but you probably want to send it to your client when they have those kind of things going on.
I was about to say, it's also important to get out. I mean, we're doing so much remote work.
Yeah, to get and
That,
see them in person.
A couple years ago, I bumped into a couple at a concert, and I recognized the wife. Not my client, the wife.
The wife?
Oh, I've seen you so long. He's standing next to her, and I shocked me because his hair was completely white.
And then when
I
he
didn't
spoke, you
recognize him. And I bumbled through it, and I was so embarrassed. And I spent that was right before Christmas a couple of years ago. I got in the car and I went and visited everybody because you get, well, now with the Zoom, I'm trying to do more Zoom things.
Right.
But,
Yeah. Hey, Sarah. And
it's amazing how many years can go by and we only do business over the telephone. And, I don't ever want to have that happen again.
No.
And it's so easy to do. We get in our comfort zone just working at home, especially me at home in my office. And I don't want to go out, that often to meet clients sometimes just because, it takes time and, just other things too, but it's good to do that. I realized that when I stopped I used to every week, meet a couple clients. And I stopped doing that. And a couple of my clients started calling me and saying, hey, when are we going to see you? We'd love to see you. They like that contact.
right, absolutely.
So.
Okay, last thing.
Well,
Linda,
while we're still on that, I wanted to just thank Yvette for mentioning about the kids and the dogs and the pets. Because a lot of times people they'd feel obligated if you gave them a gift. But if you give it to their kid or to their animal, they're thrilled. They're just thrilled. And so I agree with her on that. I was going to show one other thing. This is a postcard, like of a bear, that I got in Jackson, Wyoming. And then this is probably a little bit hard to see, but this is a bear.
Bear.
And it's a bear keychain. It's wood. And so if I put the bear postcard together with the
Cute.
and that's really nice. Now the keychain's more like $9 and this is like $1. So it's more like a $10 thing. I like the Post-it notes better. But anyway, those are just when I'm
couple little ideas.
things. It makes it a little more personal. But the iTunes gift cards are great too because people are always using those.
I'm always buying every day. A couple songs today. I bought Christmas songs because I listen to Pandora, my Christmas station in Pandora. And I also, I was telling Dennis, there's this song that Andy Williams way back when, he sang Holy Night, and I love his version of Holy Night. Beautiful, his voice. And I hit click, the shopping cart to buy it. I bought it on the
Make it
iTunes,
easy.
downloaded it instantly for 99 cents. Come on, you can't beat that.
Oh, you can't. You cannot.
Nope.
I see a lot of 99-cent charges on my clients' American Express cards. Office supplies.
I linked all our iPads together, and now my husband's is coming to my credit card, and I'm like, it's just like, man, look at all this stuff.
Gina, I don't know what you did with this Zoom, but I like it. You get a lot more postage stamp pictures. Like Seth had it this morning. It was all on the column, and you had to.
Well, Larry, you have different views in the upper right-hand corner.
Mhm.
This happens to be, what is this?
Speaker view. Let's see. I like
View.
Gallery view.
I've got
There's a
speaker-
gallery view, there's a speaker view, there's one, when Linda was showing. Now, I don't know if you see the same view that I see. I think we each see our own view.
You're right.
Well, what I
I
just
turned it to, so when the person speaks, they're full on screen when Linda was sharing her thing. So when the recording comes out, that's how it will be, not
Right.
necessarily what the view is that you're looking at.
Right.
Yeah,
Does
I
that
just
make
did
sense?
gallery view and I could see everybody.
Yeah, the gallery's nice. You see everybody because you either see 12. It adjusts the size of the square
Right.
for how many people.
Right.
How
So
did you get
going
your avatar
forward,
on there?
pardon?
With Yvette, I see her avatar.
Yeah, I have my avatar.
How did
Yeah.
you get it on Zoom?
Well, I have an account. Don't you have an account? And do your
Yeah.
profile
So
on your
if I turn on my video,
When she came
Yeah.
on, right, click your
Well, you know how,
video, Sarah.
Sarah, you have to go, you have to say stop video on the bottom, on your menu on the bottom.
I did.
Stop video.
Okay. So now what do you see?
No, we just see the gray and white. The gray
That's
has the gray
odd.
and the white. Does she have to upload it to her profile, Yvette?
Well, what I did is I uploaded a picture on my profile instead of having,
You have to be signed in, Sarah.
Oh yeah,
But
that's.
I thought I'd gone through all the settings and actually looked for that before.
Are you
Yeah,
signed
but
in?
if you clicked on and she invited you to the
Oh,
thing, you just clicked on that, but you need to be signed in to
I
Zoom.
didn't know you could join.
Yeah, how do
being
you-
signed
No, what
in.
I did before I clicked on there, I signed into my account and then I clicked on there and then it recognized it.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna try that.
Okay, well, I've got to leave early today. I'm gonna stop recording and I'll leave the meeting up. Y'all can stay and hang out. We didn't get to Linda's project that I wanted to talk about. You had some nifty things that you found.
Sure.
Can we talk
Um,
about it, or do you want us to wait until next week?
Doesn't
Well,
matter.
next week is Christmas. Next week we will not have one, right? The following,
Already?
yes.
Yeah.
Next week is Christmas.
It's
Today is the
I
18th.
know, right?
We're closed.
There you go.
So what was your project, Linda?
I'm sorry, what?
What's your project, Linda?
Well, let's let Gina go. And
Gina, have a wonderful Christmas if we don't talk before then, okay?
Yeah,
Thank
Merry
you for
holidays.
staying back to everyone. Have a very happy Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too.
Happy holidays to anyone that does not celebrate Christmas and celebrate something else.
Merry Christmas and happy holidays.
Thank you. And then New Year's Day, we will have a blab. After
Right.
that,
And I'm going to try to get on the blab because I'm going to try to buy a MacBook Air between now and then.
Ooh,
That will get on the blab.
nice, nice.
Good for you. If you need any help with it, Linda, let me know.
Don't you worry.
Okay.
All righty, so I'm going to
Bye,
stop
Gina.
recording.